English class, children. In today's class, we will be studying about the two different categories of tenses, that is, perfect and perfect continuous. But before we start with our topic, we need to understand the definition of tense. Children, tense indicates the time of action or a state of being in the present, past, or future. In simple words, tense shows us when any particular action was done. Children, we divide tense into three broad categories: present, past, and future. Each type of tense is further divided as simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. In our today's class, we will study about perfect and perfect continuous in detail. The first category of tenses in the row is present perfect tense. The rule of the present perfect tense is subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. Children, has is used with singular subject, whereas have is used with the plural subject. Now look at the example on the screen. They have played a match. They is the subject, which is a plural one, so we have used have with it, followed by third form of the verb play, that is played. Now next, children, we need to learn the uses of present perfect tense. The first use is it indicates the complete activities in the immediate past with just. For example, he has just gone out, or it has just struck 10. Second use, children. Here in the present perfect tense, we express the past action whose time is not given, or if given, the time is not definite. For example, Mr. Hari has been to Japan. Now we are not specifying that definite time, nor the time is given to us. That is why it comes under the category of present perfect tense. Next, children, the present perfect tense is also used to describe the past events when we think more of their effect in the present than of the action itself. For example, I have cut my finger myself and it is bleeding now. Now the action in the past is related with the action which is happening in the present. I have finished my work, now I am free. Again the same thing. Next use, children. It denotes an action beginning at some time in the past and it is continuing up to the present moment. And here once again, you have to keep in mind that often we use the present perfect tense with since and for phrases. For example, I have known him for a long time. Now this action begins in the past. I have known him and I still know him. That means we have continued it till the present. He has been ill since last week. He was ill last week and he is still weak. He is still ill. So it will be the present perfect continuous. Was all about present perfect tense. Now let's learn Present perfect continuous tense. The rule of the present perfect continuous tense is subject plus has been or have been plus first form of verb plus ing plus the object. Now, just like the use of has been is used with the singular subject, whereas have been is used with the plural subject. For example, it has been raining since morning. Now, uses of the perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous is used for an action which began at some time in the past and it is still continuing. For example, he has been sleeping for 5 hours and he is still sleeping. That means he slept in the past and it is continued till now. So it became the present perfect continuous. Next, they have been playing since 4 o'clock. And the hidden part is that they are still playing. That means the action began at some time in the past and is still continued. The second use, children. Sometimes this tense is also used for an action already finished. Now, in such cases, the continuity of the activity is emphasized as an explanation of something. For example, why are your clothes so wet? I have been watering the garden. Now, the action which has already finished is that why the clothes were wet, and the reply for the continuous activity is that the person was watering the garden because of which the clothes became wet. Hence, it is present perfect continuous. Next is past perfect tense. The rule of past perfect tense is subject plus had plus third form of verb plus object. Children, the third form of verb is always used with has, have, or had. Example, she had cooked food. They had played a match. In both the sentences, if you look at the third form, it's verb cook, cooked, play, played. Now, use of the past perfect tense. First, the past perfect describes an action completed before a certain moment in the past. For example, I met him in New Delhi in 2015. I had seen him last 5 years before. Now it's describing an action which has been completed before a certain moment in the past. So we have used it here. Now second is, if two actions happened in the past, it may be necessary to show which action happened earlier than the other. The past perfect is mainly used in such situations. The simple past is used in one clause and the past perfect in the other. For example, I had written the letter before he arrived. I had done my exercise when Hari came to see me. Now, two incidents are there. They are well associated with each other. And we have used past perfect. Next is, children, past perfect continuous. Rule is here first the subject, then had been plus first form of verb plus ing plus object. It has been raining since Monday. I had been living in India for 3 years. Subject plus had been plus the first form of verb plus ing and the object. Now, what is the use of the past perfect continuous tense? Children, it is used for an action that began before a certain point in the past and it is continuing up to that time. For example, at that time, he had been writing a novel for 2 months. Some action which was continuous during the past tense. So it is past perfect continuous. Next is future perfect tense. The rule of the future perfect tense is subject plus will or shall plus have plus third form of verb and object. Example, they will have cooked food. Second example, she will have prepared the lecture. Now the uses of future perfect tense. Children, the future perfect tense is used to denote the completion of an action by a certain time in the future before another future action takes place. Example, I shall have finished my homework before he comes. Now, before he comes is the second future action and first future action has to be completed before the second one takes place and hence we have used it here. Second, they will have spent all their pocket money by then. Now then is showing another future action which may take place. So it's future perfect tense. Next is children, future perfect continuous tense. Now rule of the future perfect continuous tense is subject plus will or shall plus have been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. For example, we will have been playing for 3 years. They will have been working since 2001. Now use of the future perfect continuous tense. It is used to denote an action that has been going on over a period of time and will come to an end in the future. For example, by next March, we shall have been living here for 4 years. Now we are already living here and next year we will complete 4 years of living over this place. So it denotes some action that is already going on and it will come to an end in the coming time. Second example, I will have been teaching for 20 years next July. Same thing children, I'm already teaching and by the time next year the July comes, I'll complete 20 years of teaching. So an action is already going on and it will come to an end in the future. As we all know children, practice makes a man perfect. So let us quickly revise the tenses through the exercises. Here children, we will fill in the blanks with the forms of the verb given in the bracket and revise whatever we have learned in this video. The first sentence, Sneha in the bracket sleep for 2 hours by the time the maid reaches the house. And we have to fill in the blank with future perfect continuous. So it will get Sneha will have been sleeping for 2 hours by the time the maid reaches the house. Second sentence, they dash live in this apartment for a long time. We have to fill this with present perfect continuous and the verb is live. The sentence will be, they have been living in this apartment for a long time. Third sentence, we dash visit the lotus temple, and we have to fill it with present perfect tense. So it will become, we have visited the lotus temple. She dash tried to solve the problem for an hour. Now this we have to fill with past perfect continuous. So revise the rule in your mind and fill in the blank. She had been trying to solve the sum for an hour. Thank you, children. I hope now your doubts related to all the types of perfect and perfect continuous tense is clear.